Hello everyone. It's James again. And today I wanted to talk about a very important topic today. It seems the Charlie Kirk assassination has a lot of people sad and mourning. Regardless if they believed in the things that he stood for or not. And then there are sadly a lot of people dancing and singing and mocking him being slain in front of his family. And all of this we are seeing the dynamic play out of the narcissist. You see. Narcissists. Some of them anyways. Are pretty darn good at mimicking real human emotions. Because early on, they learn their lack of normal human emotions tips their hand to who they really are inside and what they are truly about. And narcissists want to live their life out if they can manipulating people and deceiving them. Also they can get their narcissistic supply. And when a narcissist starts a new relationship, they will often resort to the sweet mean cycle. Or what is known as the push and pull. Or I named it the narcissist do-do test. This is where they are super nice when you first get to know them. They are super helpful and kind. They seem interested in you and everything about your life. Then they in most cases let their mask slip. Just to see what your reaction will be. Once they feel like they have you addicted to this love bombing and their fake kind treatment, they will out of the blue shift gears. They might get mad at you for something you didn't even do wrong. Or they might get mad at you for something small. Such as accidentally dropping a fork on the floor. Or being 5 minutes late meeting them somewhere. Simply because there was traffic. Or they might just flat out ghost you. Then either they will give a hollow apology about why they did what they did, or they might pretend like nothing happened at all. And what they are doing here is testing to see if you will be accepting and compliant in this abusive and manipulative dynamic. But once they have done this several times, and taken you into what I call deep waters, maybe they have gotten you to cut off any support system you might have had. They also got you to tie up all of your money in a business with them. Or a piece of property. And they know that you detaching from them will be extremely difficult. This is where they happily rip the mask off. As great many of us here in this space of narcissistic abuse recall our narcissistic abusers. At least some of them admitting and saying, "I bet you wish you could tell people how I really am. But no one will believe you, you know." Or one thing my ex Susie said to me before the end of our relationship. She said, "You know I'm using you, don't you?" With an evil grin on her face. When I would get physically sick from being deprived of sleep because she was screaming about nonsense all hours of the night and early mornings for weeks on end, she would walk by me and say, "You effing deserve it, you know." You see. When I first met Susie, she seemed like the sweetest person on earth. And she did the test of acting up after the love bombing stage was complete. She then cried and said she didn't know why she acted the way she did. I tried to work with her and stay. And then I bought into the fact the more we became a couple, the more things would improve. A trap a great many people have fallen into. And things only got worse. Then they seemed to get worse once she had me in commitments that were difficult to get out of. It seemed like she overnight became a literal demon. And she would say the most hateful and evil stuff. If I was throwing up because of nerves, she would laugh. And this is important. She would laugh and say I deserve to be sick. You see. And I've said this before a million times. A narcissist won't show up to you on day one and spit in your face. Because even the most abused person will have enough discernment to walk away. But the narcissist gets you to build up an attachment with them. A false attachment. Because everything good they are showing about themselves is false. And they are itching for the moment when they believe they have all of the control and they can literally take the mask off. And look you in the face with that evil grin and darn near admit to being evil and enjoying every bit of it. Well, I believe that is what you are seeing now in society. Certain things have been pushed in society. So much so. Those that want to speak about the family unit in a positive way or Jesus Christ in a positive way, they are censored or shadow banned. I mean Jesus Christ can be openly mocked in society and on the street. And those mocking Jesus believe that Christians are done for and are scared. And the Christian street preachers are getting attacked, and in some countries they are even getting arrested. And what do you think those with such anti-God and anti-family think and feel when they see those they disagreed with get arrested simply for speaking about God? Or being censored because they care about family? Well, people that think in such an anti-God and anti-family way likely think they now have all of the power, and those Christians over there are done for. So guess what? The mask has come off. And I truly pray for them. Because you see the demonic evil in their laughter and lack of humanity. What it reminds me of is the Noah movie, where Noah is trying to warn those in the land about the flood that was about to happen and to get right with God. And they mocked loud and even cartoonishly at end to Noah. This reminds me of how some of the people that are celebrating the assassination of a father and husband, regardless if they agree with him or not. It also reminds me of the movies that shows when Jesus was basically in court, and the rabid people cheer for a known criminal to go free, and for Jesus, the Son of God, the forgiver of sins, to be crucified. And how these people just cheered and laughed and mocked. Again, it didn't even seem real. It seemed cartoonishly evil. But then you see the opposite happen during the Stations of the Cross. When Jesus is stumbling and unable to carry his cross, a man jumps into action. And though Jesus is still being beat on the way to the cross, and I'm sure the guy helping probably got hit as well, he had humanity in him to where he couldn't just stand by and do nothing. And for some reason, even as a child, even when I would see the Stations acted out in church, I as a child, before the man would come to help Jesus, I wanted to run out of the pew or seat and help the man with the cross that was acting out the part of Jesus. And anytime I watch a movie depicting this act of our Father dying on the cross, I, like a great many of you, have that urge to get out of our seat and help him, like that wonderful man did in real life. And I'm sure Jesus has a special place in heaven for that man that helped him with his cross that day. This is the kind of love that needs to be in our hearts. But Satan wants to drive people to hate and fear. This is why no one helped that innocent woman on the train that day a week ago, until it was too late. And this is why you have people dancing around like possessed demons, laughing and cheering of a man being slain. And the reasons why this is all happening is Satan is indeed real. If you didn't believe Satan was real before, I hope you do now. And Satan and his legions of demons are dwelling into all of those that have given themselves over to hate and to evil. This is why even forgiveness of the narcissist is important. It's not because you are saying what they did to you is okay, but it's so you don't allow that narcissist's actions to change and alter you into something or someone evil as well. Because narcissists love. They love to change people, to ruin them so badly that they become just like they are, an agent of evil. But back to my point. The other reason why they are cheering and mocking and ripping their mask off is because they feel like you and you and you and you and your God Jesus Christ that fights all of your battles simply by you praying. They think you have no power, no nothing. But we know this is not the case. We know. But what we all need to know is the same thing we now know about the narcissist that was in our life. When that mask comes completely off, you can't unsee what you just saw. And you always have to see them that way if you want to stay safe. I believe this event is another part of the divide between God's children and those that have fallen right along with Satan. Also, you can get away from these people and stay away from them. God knows what He's doing and He will handle things while you go to safety. Don't argue with these people. Don't debate with these people. Remember, I made a video years ago. Don't debate with demons. And this is the reason why. And I will likely refresh it and make another version of that video. But don't debate with these people. If you know someone that is in your life that is jumping for joy about the recent events, They are telling you loud and clear. They don't even have common decency and or humanity. And you being someone with light and faith will be in danger every time you are around such a person. Don't argue with them. Don't tell them they are wrong. Just step to the side and let God protect you and fight your battles. And pray. Pray for that person and their soul. It's that simple. Masks are off. And the demonic is proudly showing they are demonic. Well, that's all I have for today. I do hope your day is blessed. And until next time. Bye for now. And be good to yourself.